Super Bowl.
It's Super Bowl week, baby.
Oh, man. What a week.
The Super Bowl is less than a week away. The Niners and the Chiefs are already both in Vegas getting their practice on.
I saw a preview of the inside of Allegiant Stadium. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Immaculate in there.
What a venue. You got Allegiant Stadium. You got that sphere.
That had both helmets on it already. Oh, man. Yeah.
What a week. Listen, we made it through the Pro Bowl and the down week. That is the week before the Super Bowl. But now we're going to get Media Day. We're going to get just some crazy stories coming out.
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes Sr. is already getting festivities started.
Yep.
A couple beers for Patrick Mahomes Sr. But yeah, episode number 87. Welcome to Bench with the Tovar Brothers. My name is Joey. Of course, joined by my brother Angel. What's up, dog?
What's up? Show 87. This is dedicated towards Gronk.
Angel.
I don't know why. And Travis Kelce, but
yeah, well, oh yeah.
yeah. So
Wow. Okay. I was getting mad at you for not getting an obvious one that I thought was obvious, and then you said those two, and I'm like, okay, those are way more obvious.
Yeah.
I was gonna go Eric Decker.
Or
Now that I think about it, that is not obvious.
And McCaffrey, if you're gonna go
And McCaffrey.
white Bronco receivers, yeah.
Very nice pull.
But Gronk and Travis Kelce,
Yeah, a lot of nice white receivers across the NFL have picked number 87 for some reason.
it's just a nice, it's a nice adult gentleman number. It's nothing flashy.
I mean, some of the greats, man. Yeah, some of the greats.
Yeah.
I got some numbers for you. Ready? 6 days till Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas.
Yes.
13 episodes till episode 100. Very excited about that.
Shit. That's great. You've done
100 episodes. That's going to happen on March 6th.
And you're still listening? Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I got 18 days till Angel turns 30. Let's check in with Angel. How you doing?
Good.
18 days.
Good. Had a rough weekend, but good.
Yeah.
A rough couple days.
Yeah, a little hospital trip.
I'm definitely turning 30. My body's definitely aging like I'm turning 50, but still, I'm here. I showed up.
When I turned 30 is when I realized that, because you always hear about the probiotics. I learned about prebiotics.
Oh.
I learned like there's a whole bunch of stuff you need to do for your gut.
Yep. And
that's what 30 did for me.
Yeah. Well, without telling you everything that happened, I needed to get some probiotics.
He's hanging in there though, and we're gonna make it to 30. I think 18 more days.
30 is the year of gut health.
Yes.
Because I need it.
Yep. And then we got 82 days to the NFL draft in Detroit.
82?
Very excited about that. That seems like longer than I want it to be.
Yeah. That's a little long.
Yeah.
Rumors
are swirling.
Yep. I mean, the biggest one, not rumor, but the biggest storyline is number 1 overall, which is fantastic to have. That's not number 4 or number 2 or number 6 or whatever.
Yeah.
The first pick with a draft that has 2 very good quarterbacks in it, maybe 3, with Jalen Daniels. Some people have him over May and Caleb Williams. Fantastic storylines. Can't wait for this whole process.
I have so much to say about that. I'm not going to say it.
I can't wait for all to just fall where it, fall into place. We just don't know what's going to look like after.
If you're watching on YouTube, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate you hanging out with us just for a couple of minutes, maybe an hour.
Yeah, maybe an hour.
Maybe 2, maybe 3.
I don't know.
Those early episodes, probably 3.
Let's go 3 hours, baby.
No, but thanks for joining us on Bench to our brothers here on YouTube. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, thanks so much for joining us on the audio version of Bench with the Tovar Brothers. We appreciate you guys. Well, we appreciate all of you guys. We march toward 100. We're going to do something cool. I haven't thought about what we're going to do yet.
Nope.
If you have an idea, throw it in the chat, but we're going to give away some stuff.
We also have a pretty big announcement for
guys
show 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got some stuff going on there.
Yeah, there's stuff going on.
We got some stuff cooking on the back burner.
Yeah.
And, of course, follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Search @Bench Show, spelled just like that. And we're putting up stuff there all the time, highlights, clips from the show, different takes on stuff going to the NFL. And then, of course, breaking news as that's going to be happening. We went through the coaches, and that was fun. That was a nice taster. Wait till we get to free agency.
Free agency.
My fingers are going to be on fire.
Look, because you have the post Super Bowl feeling where it's just draft stuff. You start putting players in draft, and then you have the draft that's influenced by free agency. Then after free agency, you have the then mock drafts after people sign wide receivers, defensive ends, cornerbacks. This next 3 months is for the football nerds.
Yeah.
These are for the guys like us.
I think the trades this year are going to be, I feel like if the Justin Fields trade goes down or the number 1 overall pick trade goes down, that's going to be a whole show. That's going to be just a big...
we're just going to shut it down for that.
That's going to be a big thing. And then all the other trades. You have Stephon Diggs might get traded. I mean, and who knows who else? Like, we were just a couple summers away from Devontae Adams getting traded.
Russell Wilson getting traded. Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, so just the offseason it does not stop in the NFL. That's what I love about it. But anyway, yeah, make sure you're following those social media platforms to follow us on just everything going on in the NFL between the shows, because so much goes on between the shows. I feel like as soon as we shut down this mic, just my phone blows up.
Yeah, I know.
New news.
Just our luck.
Okay, before we get to the news, let's get to some bananas.
Grammy style.
This is the Grammy edition of the bananas. Last night was the Grammys. I don't know which one, but
66th.
Was it really?
They said it 1 trillion times.
Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't paying attention. You got some bananas for us?
Yeah, sure. I'll give 45 bananas to Mariah Carey for keeping it tight. She still looked great. She looked fantastic.
Yeah, she looked really
What
good.
a queen she's turned out to be. Bravo to Mariah, and for being still like very ladylike, very elegant, and not,
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Mariah. We love you.
I got 3 bananas for Mr. Stevie Wonder. Why is his name Steve Wonder?
Sure, his name's
so much I respect him.
Yeah.
I want to call him Stevie Wonder. Listen, he had to sing other people's songs and it didn't sound right. The man still has it. I refuse to believe that was the real Stevie Wonder.
I don't know.
He was singing Tony Bennett's song, and we all know Tony Bennett, God rest his soul, isn't Stevie Wonder.
Oh, okay. Well,
What we got?
Shout out to not shout out. 1,000 bananas to Patriots owner Rob Kraft, who made it to the Grammys for no reason, just because he's a rich guy. That's what rich white people do.
I thought I saw him there.
Yeah, he went there, just kicked it with some A-listers and just got some free food. Why not?
24 bananas for Mr. Jay-Z. He got up there, and my guy showed up feeling dangerous. He showed up with some bad intentions.
Yeah.
And he almost let it loose. God, I wish he went full Kanye.
I mean, he did. He did call out the entire Grammy award system and its validity, and why his wife, who is this little singer named Beyonce, 14 Grammys and no album of the year.
Yep.
I don't not a big Beyonce fan. I'm not gonna defend hers, but kind of crazy.
What else you got?
Shout out to shout out 50 bananas to Luke Combs for living everyone's dream and singing. I'm thinking on the song now.
I'm gonna one-up you there. I got, what'd you say, 50 bananas?
Yeah.
51 bananas to Tracy Chapman
There
for
we go.
singing Fast Car better than Luke Combs ever could, and Luke Combs kills it.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. That I've watched it maybe 10 times or like
She
just last
was
night.
fantastic.
And she hasn't performed live in years.
She looked really, really
That
good.
was amazing.
She sounded amazing. Last one I have here is negative 44 bananas for Miley Cyrus. When you sing someone else's song, Bruno Mars, and you change the words, that is not creative, and then you win an award for it, at least shout out the man you stole the song from. Screw you, Miley Cyrus.
We don't forgive you. We are big fans. How many times is Bruno Mars on this wall here? Once or okay? He was on here twice. But either way, unforgivable. And a bonus banana to Dua Lipa because I'm just in love with her.
Great, thanks.
I just wanted everyone to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right though. Miley Cyrus, just go listen to Miley Cyrus. It's called Flowers, right?
Sure.
And then go listen to When I Was Your Man by Bruno Mars. Just the chorus, very similar.
Yeah.
That's a damn shame.
I thought the Grammys were good. I was disappointed with the performances were weak. They were pretty weak. I thought Billie Eilish sounded amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I'm not even a fan of Olivia Rodrigo. I thought she sounded amazing.
There was another one too.
Dua
Dua Lipa had a great opener.
Lipa was just she was fine.
Yeah.
Tracy Chapman was great, but really like the rest of the other like 7 to 8, like I could use the Chris Stapleton in there.
I'm surprised he wasn't on there.
Yeah, I mean because he was nominated. So you thought you might see him, but whatever. It was a solid show. It wasn't too nothing controversial really happened.
Nope.
Trevor Noah's about the safest guy you can have in that arena.
Yeah,
because he's gonna do a little petting.
Yeah,
of everyone.
Yeah, yep. Yeah. I mean,
and we're not gonna talk about what's her name. We're gonna skip past her
I was gonna
and get to the news. Let's make a promise. We're not going to mention her one time this entire week.
What should we call it? Not Voldemort.
We're going to call her that girl.
Starting right.
Well, starting the beginning of the show. Starting 10 minutes and 10 seconds ago.
Then.
Okay. Yep.
Sorry.
Into the news here. Cliff Kingsbury is not going to be the Raiders offensive coordinator. He, quick right. And he's going to head over to Washington, D.C., and he'll sign with the Commanders to be their offensive coordinator, a little reminiscent of Josh McDaniels.
I have a vision of him driving up, pulling up to the parking garage like, this ain't it. Just turns right around.
No, that can't be it. That can't be. You can't drive into Vegas and then that Allegiant and think, no, he must have.
I don't know. I don't know. This is weird.
According to Adam Schefter, which every now and then he gets something right.
Reputable source.
It was a contractual dispute. Raiders offer a 2-year deal. Commanders offer a third. Maybe it's that simple.
Yeah.
But the rumors are going to begin to swirl now as Cliff Kingsbury was the quarterback's coach for, of course, one Caleb Williams. Washington sits there. No, he actually wasn't an offensive coordinator.
You're right.
Yeah. Caleb Williams is there. Washington sits there at number 2. More than enough ammo to move up to number 1 and possibly grab Caleb Williams. I didn't know this. Caleb Williams is actually from the D.C. area. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
I mean, things are lining up here. Maybe sometimes in sports, especially like in the management level, too many things make sense for it not to happen. A lot of things starting to make sense here.
I mean, they're picked one spot behind. So what's the cost to move up one spot? This year's pick, next year's pick, maybe throw in a veteran player or something. They're very manageable. This is the best team to do it, and it makes the most sense.
Would you trade that number 1 pick for Jonathan Allen, the number 2 overall pick, and then a first and second next year?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yes, sir. Especially if you're the Commanders. You never had a guy like this.
Yeah.
Like a franchise, this is our guy. Yeah. You give up a lot. Ask the Chiefs what they would give up for Patrick Mahomes, and you give a lot for. I'm not saying he is him. I'm saying to get a chance at one of these guys, yes, for sure.
Yeah, keep an eye on that. But Cliff Kingsbury back in the league. I like Cliff Kingsbury in the league. He looks cool. I know you don't like that about him.
I don't like head coach Cliff. I think OC Cliff, be as cool as you want, man.
It's so weirdly specific.
Cause I don't know. I want an old school tough guy coach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, to each his own. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Moving on here, we might see a all-time great running back next year back in the NFL, Le'Veon Bell.
Oh, my God.
Le'Veon Bell wants to make an NFL comeback, but he'll only play for one team, and that is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And they don't want you.
They already have a couple running backs, and they didn't want you the first time.
They don't want you when you left.
Although he did say, I won't start training until March.
I'm enjoying my off season.
I've been off for 4 freaking years, but I need one
more week to get my mind exactly in the right spot. Then it's on.
I'm more of a post Super Bowl training guy.
That's what it is. It's all timelines.
We're not going to see him back in the NFL.
No,
right?
He'll probably be in the CFL or whatever it's called. Be in the Rocks League. Yeah,
right. Yeah,
there you go.
He won't do it. He'll only play for one team, Pittsburgh Steelers.
The
Raiders hired Luke Getsy, former Bears offensive coordinator, who they just hated in Chicago. Couldn't stand the guy. I don't know who was more hated, Luke Getsy in Chicago or defensive coordinator in Green Bay. What's his name? The guy who got fired. I forgot his name. Yeah. But they really, in the NFC North, they really hate their coordinators sometimes.
Once you suck, get the hell out of here.
But he was then shortly after hired by the Raiders, who had been spurned by Cliff Kingsbury. But the Raiders did come out and say, listen, we don't think it was his fault. I don't think it was his fault. In fact, that's the guy we wanted. We didn't even want Cliff.
We
wanted Luke Getsy.
This is classic. A normal kid in high school asked out the hot girl. She said no. Asked out the regular girl. Oh, she's actually better than the actual hot girl. Okay, guy. Whatever you want to say. However you want to spin it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, do you believe it? Do you think
he
was not the problem in Chicago?
I don't know. I think he was a problem. He was one of the biggest problems. I think he was someone you need to get rid of. He was that big of a problem. But no, I guess I wouldn't hang everything on him. The O-line was never really healthy all at one time until one spot. Obviously, Fields missed some time. They only have one receiver that played anything like an NFL receiver last year, which is really disappointing with Darnell Mooney. Komet missed time. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if this is just weird to say. Just hire the man and shut up about where he came from, because half of all these guys got fired from somewhere. They don't hire new. All these guys in the pipeline either got fired from somewhere or some get called up. But a lot of these head coaches are just retreads. So just leave it alone where they came from, because they probably sucked.
I think his PR team did a little bit too much. You don't need to say everything about everything.
The Los Angeles Chargers are expected to hire Greg Roman. Harbaugh getting the boys back together.
Yeah, come on over, Greg.
Yep.
LA's great.
Yep, get ready for a lot of running.
A lot of running.
A lot of running the ball. Eckler. Is it a big fantasy
Echo
bounce
sauce.
back?
He's a free agent, so we don't know.
Is he like an unrestricted free agent?
Yeah, they gave him a 1-year deal.
Wow.
He's out there.
Wow.
So we don't know who's running the ball there.
I think with Greg Roman, whoever is because it's not going to be Herbert, right? You're not going to get because Lamar Jackson stole all the touchdowns when Roman was the
it'll look a little
offensive coordinator for the Ravens. Herbert's not going to steal them, so I'd pick that running back, whoever it is, fantasy wise.
Yeah, it'll look a little different from the Ravens offense, but it'll still be very much run first, though. Harbaugh's always been about, establishing the run and then play action off of that.
The Minnesota Vikings are reportedly interested in trading up to the top of the draft for a quarterback. Of course, Cousins rumored to go back there, but he's not under contract right now, so you don't know.
Yeah.
You have the weapons there. You invested last year in Addison. Jefferson is the best in the league right now, so you want to jump in on that. Sucks what happened to Hawkinson, but you have the weapons there. You've done pretty well on the offensive line drafting. Might be time.
I would do both. Sign Kirk and then draft the quarterback. Why not?
Yeah.
Kirk has proven he doesn't care who's behind him, who's, what kind of situation. He'll just go and play football.
The only thing I don't like about this is maybe they should not do that and spend some of those assets on the defense. Since you don't have Kirk, but you probably could easily have Kirk.
Yeah.
For at least two more seasons.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't hate it. I always like, and I think you do too, when a team just gets aggressive about a quarterback because you got to nail that first before anything else happens.
Yeah, I don't mind a team that takes swings every single year and takes calculated swings. Like just do it until you find the one. Then it doesn't matter how you got there. No one cares.
Let's real quick. Did you watch any of the Pro Bowl?
I did. It was
Thoughts?
It was more exciting than I thought. I thought the competitions were at some point so kind of awkward, like the lineman one pulling off the weights from the. Literally pulling off weights off of a shelf. Who could do that the fastest? That was one game. Huh. But dodgeball was okay to watch. The flag football game, that was actually fun. That got me pumped up for the Olympics.
I was pleasantly surprised how hard they were playing the flag football game.
Yeah.
It's because I don't know if you played. You ever play 7-7 in high school?
Yeah.
Like travel against other schools and stuff
I
like that. That was always like
that was fun.
It's fun to watch. It's fun to be in because it's just all the fun, flashy parts of football without the trenches.
No tackling.
Yeah.
No.
So I mean, I thought the guys played well. I thought C.J. Stroud looked really good. That was fun to watch him.
Yeah, it's fun to watch C.J. Stroud though do Jamar Chase and just wonder what could be.
Oh yeah, I saw Hurts throw a touchdown to CeeDee Lamb. That was weird.
Yeah.
It was fun to see the Manning brothers on the sidelines.
Yeah.
They always take it seriously.
Their necks don't move though.
No,
their necks are in one spot. They had that.
I mean, Peyton literally had multiple neck surgeries. Right?
Yeah.
Did you see Eli Manning doing the battle rap with?
God no,
a rapper.
No, did not see that.
What's that guy's name? Remember that it was a YouTube sensation. I'm a rapper. What's his name?
I'm not a rapper.
Yeah, what's his name?
I don't know his name. I don't. Shirt, glasses, jacket man, or whatever. Yeah.
So he did that. It was actually pretty funny. Eli dropped a line, basically saying, calling out Tom Brady because he beat him twice. It was actually kind of funny.
You know what? That's the only guy in the world who couldn't say anything to Tom Brady. Say, hey, you're the greatest in the world. Remember when I beat you twice in the biggest game? Yeah.
Okay, so the Pro Bowl MVPs. Do you know who they were? Or who he was?
CeeDee Lamb, right?
Baker Mayfield.
Good. CeeDee Lamb went off, though. That's what I thought it was.
Offensive MVP. Defensive, Demario Davis of the Saints.
Okay.
He's pretty good.
He pulled the most flags.
The winners the players on the winning team, the NFC, I guess, won $88,000 each.
Yeah, it's a nice bag.
Nice day. That literally takes an entire year for someone to make.
Where
a normal person.
Where was that?
I have no idea.
Oh, but okay, take a little family vacation, get paid $88K to do it. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'm sure all expenses paid.
Yeah,
The losers got $44,000.
Not bad either. That's some people's whole salary.
So families working a lot of hours.
No, and honestly, it looked like everyone was having a good time while playing hard. Like the flag football game got me pumped for the Olympics. Like I was sitting there like I want him on the team. I want him on the team. I want him on the team.
Yeah.
Not Jalen Hurts because he can't catch the ball. Did you see that?
I did see that.
Oh,
Jalen Hurts is not made for flag football.
No.
If there's ever a quarterback made for tackle football, it's Jalen Hurts. I think C.J. Stroud is made for flag football.
Yeah.
He's so quick and like twitchy and like.
I would like to see Lamar Jackson on there still because he just run the ball everywhere.
Yeah, I guess, but running's hard, and I mean, there's like zero yak. That's what stood out to me. There's no yards after catch.
It's just speed kills in flags. I want as much speed as possible. But yeah, you are right though. It's pretty nice to see them trying very hard.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Real quick before this, we just saw this before we came on. I thought it was really funny. The Las Vegas Raiders are doing an all-time petty move.
Yeah.
They're not letting anyone use the home locker room, even though they're hosting the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
they're using the I forgot what college that
UNLV.
uses it. Yeah. Their locker room for the home team, which is the Chiefs, and the away team, which is the Niners.
Is it the locker room?
The locker room, like the Raiders locker room, is not being used for a team.
Wow.
I'm sure it's being used, but not for the Chiefs.
Something else I saw is that there's some Niner fans a little upset about the practicing conditions.
Yeah,
because the Niners have to practice at UNLV's facility, and their grass is notoriously spongy and poor and just not very nice, while the Chiefs are in the brand new Las Vegas Raiders practice facility.
See, that's weird, because if the Raiders were petty about that, wouldn't want to be petty about the practice? Maybe the NFL chooses that stuff.
I don't know.
Also, I have a little bit of news. The 2026 World Cup final will take place in MetLife Stadium.
Why?
Watch out for those ACLs.
You know what? Maybe, yeah, exactly.
That stadium is notorious,
They have to just, maybe this is good. Maybe this means, okay, they're going to have to put millions of dollars into this thing to bring it up to snuff.
You want to know who it was chosen over? Jerry World and SoFi. Like two beautiful, immaculate stadiums. They chose New Jersey to host the World Cup final. That
reeks of the mob. I don't like it.
Like, that's pretty crazy that New Jersey got chosen over Dallas, Texas, Jerry World, and Los Angeles, California, SoFi. It's just, watch out for the ACLs, folks.
Oh, God. Okay, so the practice thing I was talking about, the practice field the Niners are playing on is outside.
Nice.
It's raining in Vegas. So the Niners are practicing outside in the rain. The Chiefs are practicing inside in the new. That's a little much.
Some motivation for the Niners, at least.
They couldn't find an indoor facility?
I don't know.
You can't put up a bubble? I mean, you're going to make a little bit of money on the next week of the NFL.
I don't know. That sucks for the Niners, though.
That's crazy.
Because that's like, you can get injured playing in grass that has give everywhere.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that sucks.
Real quick, but we're going to take a quick break before we get to our next topic. But I saw Eric Bieniemy out now as the OC, out of the whole organization for the Commanders. They choose not to keep him around. He's a free agent. I think someone will bring him in. He's been on too many great offenses to not at least have his voice in the room.
I think his days as an OC might be kind of over.
Man.
I think he's back as a quarterback coach. Back as just go be, or maybe some team that hasn't filled in their spot, but I think they've all kind of filled in their spots already.
The bummer is that you can't go back to the Chiefs because they already replaced him.
Yeah.
So you can't have your old job back. So unless you're just going to take some humble pie and take another position in the offense, but you can't. Kafka's the quarterback's coach there, and
Kafka is in.
He's not there
with the Giants.
So maybe he goes there and does that.
No, it's what's his name? It's Matt Nagy.
Matt Nagy's the OC.
Yeah,
I'm saying the quarterback's coach.
Oh,
yeah, and maybe he goes back and he's the quarterback coach for KC. I don't know. Eric Bieniemy belongs in the league.
Or they do that thing where it's like they name you're assistant. Executive vice
assistant coach.
Yeah, some weird goofy name.
The Deuce Staley job.
Yeah, just like we don't know what you are, but we want you here. But we don't know what you are though.
Okay, next we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna get into something that's honestly it was so interesting looking into, and that is how the Super Bowl will affect the Chiefs' legacy, Patrick Mahomes' legacy, Travis Kelce's legacy. Very, very interesting numbers against a Tom Brady, a Rob Gronkowski, and the Patriots dynasty. Not to mention Andy Reid versus Bill Belichick.
Yeah, it's
like some major history is starting to be in reach.
We're starting to wonder, are they the best?
Yeah.
Yep.
Be right back. Okay, we're back, and we're taking a look at how this Super Bowl is going to affect the Chiefs dynasty, of course, being measured up against the New England Patriots dynasty, which is pretty awesome to be a football fan nowadays and having been able to experience the Patriots and all they were in the height of who they were and the different iterations that they were, and now just right away, here are the Chiefs.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of time to breathe in between these goats just following each other, because once Brady had that title, the 7th title with Tampa, you're like, okay, he's the greatest of all time, which he is right now.
Yeah, I feel like that Marino Dolphins team, people enjoyed that for a while. That Bears team, people enjoyed it for a while. The Niners of the the 90s, people enjoyed that for a while. And here we are, just Chiefs, Patriots back to back.
Yeah.
In our lifetime, awesome. But it's also very important not to let's not move on too fast.
Yeah.
Like I understand the Patriots are like the old thing now, but
They
when you start looking at these numbers,
they did it for nearly 2 decades.
Yeah. Let's get started here with let's start with the coaches.
Yeah.
All right, because this is Bill Belichick is unemployed at the moment.
Wild.
Andy Reid is headed to another Super Bowl. So it's hard not to be like a prisoner of the moment because like Belichick's at a low right now and Andy Reid's just at a high. But you got some numbers on this.
Yeah.
Preach.
So when you compare these two, it's hard because Belichick was there for so long. So I did
right.
So Reid has been there for 10 years now. Hired in 2013. He's going to finish his 11th year now.
And what fantastic organization let him walk?
The Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah. And then Belichick was there for a long time. Okay. I'm just doing the first 10 seasons of Andy Reid and Bill Belichick.
Okay.
So where they are now. Belichick has 2 less wins and 1 more loss. They are 128-51 to 129-50.
So nearly identical. Yeah.
Nearly identical. The difference is the championships 3-2. Belichick has 3 in his first 10 years, and Reid has 2. So this year it could literally be tied at the end of this year. All this tells me is that I don't know if Belichick is the greatest coach of all time anymore. He has to do this. We talk about this off air. He has to do this again though. That's the problem with this whole debate thing. Because Belichick, after 10 years, won 3 more.
Right.
So, I mean, the numbers are fantastic for Andy Reid for keeping up. Just keeping up with Bill. But for right now, Bill still has the edge because he has championships. But it's not that far off to say that Andy Reid could be the best coach of all time.
Yeah, I think, just kind of not newsflash. God, when you ruin the end of something. God,
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. God, brain fart there. No. Spoiler alert. I think, except for the tight end group here, it's just the longevity of the Patriots just stands out so much.
Yeah.
Like the Chiefs are on a heater. Last 6 years have been crazy. You look at Andy Reid, the 10 years he's been there, and I agree with you. Like, is Andy Reid going to be around for another 10 years?
He's 65 now.
Like, we're already talking about retirement this year. Not that it's going to happen, but it's already a conversation. So is he going to stick around long enough to do it? I don't know. The thing about Andy Reid is that he had a whole impressive career before he ever got to the Chiefs.
Yes.
That's what kind of puts him in the actual conversation with Belichick.
Yeah. Because
Belichick didn't have a whole great career before he got to the Patriots as far as success.
Yeah, I would compare Andy Reid's time in Philly to what Kyle Shanahan's doing in San Fran. Okay. They're successful. They're always in the title game.
Right.
So basically picture Kyle Shanahan's first 10 years and then put Andy Reid at the end of it. Like that's how you would envision how successful Andy Reid was, with McNabb and with the Eagles.
Yeah, I think 4 NFC Championship games in a row. I think missed the playoffs 1 or 2 times.
It's very much like the Niners now.
Very, very good. I think if they win the Super Bowl, I would probably give the edge to Andy Reid. I've just seen him be successful in many different situations. I think this year is his most impressive job with the Chiefs because they were depleted. Like, they were not supposed to be here right now, and here they are. And they took out the Dolphins, who were, putting up all these crazy numbers. Scored 70 points at one point this year.
Yeah.
They took out the Bills, who I thought I would have bet money, that the Bills would be in the Super Bowl. I thought this was their year.
Yeah.
Then they take out the freaking Ravens.
Yeah.
Who were just the consensus number 1.
As far as coaching jobs, this is very impressive.
His best.
Because everyone saw this year. The Chiefs' wideout core, besides Rashee Rice, was the worst I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, and they had to bring him along. Rashee Rice wasn't a thing until week 13, week 14.
Yeah, when they started to realize, this guy's actually can catch the ball.
Yeah, and I think Andy Reid just brings rookies along slowly, so they weren't gonna just hand this thing to Rashee Rice.
Yeah.
And so they had to kind of make it work with an older Travis Kelce, who's also found a fountain of youth.
Yep.
But just such an impressive coaching job this year. I think Andy Reid, if he doesn't have it already, he wins another ring. I know he's not there at the Super Bowls, but I think I'd give it to him.
Yeah, Andy Reid wins it this year, or even just being in the game this year. It just means he's just a consistent winner wherever he's gone. Philadelphia won, here he's won.
Right.
Difference is now he has Patrick Mahomes, which kind of makes it a little bit better.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me decide after the Super Bowl, but I mean, he's the only guy who I could think of who could keep up, who you can make a legit argument. Hey, he's better than Bill.
Yeah.
Because I think if you were to let Andy Reid go right now, he would find a job the second after.
Oh yeah.
And now we can literally say Bill Belichick got let go and nobody hired him. That's gonna be a black eye on the legacy of.
No one hired him in a year where there were, I think six coaching like new hires and like a bunch of guys that even people chose to keep, like in Eberflus, like
and Antonio Pierce.
Like yeah, exactly. Like it's such a black eye, like you said, on the career of Bill Belichick, which sucks because, like, we got to keep this in context.
Yeah.
He's one of the greatest of all time, no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what.
That's not what this conversation is.
No.
We're kind of splitting hairs at the top here.
This is like A+ versus A++.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to do tight ends?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got Rob Gronkowski, and you got Travis Kelce. Let me say this right now. It's not close. It's not close.
Wait. I think it's not close either, but I don't know what your answer is. Let's say
it on three.
Say it on go. 3, 1, 2, 3, go.
1, 2, 3, go.
Travis Kelce.
Yeah, Travis Kelce, and it's not close. Rob Gronkowski had monster seasons, but he was best known for what he did in the playoffs.
Yes.
And this is okay. Please understand. We're talking the best players ever here.
Yeah.
None of these players are trash. None of these players are bad. We're not hating on any of these guys. We're splitting hairs on the very top.
Literally.
Okay. And so Rob Gronkowski, obviously huge years. I mean, I could go through the numbers here. Over 9,000 yards, caught 92 touchdowns in his career, which is insane. 92 touchdowns. I mean, the longevity of it, played hurt, obviously played in a lot of Super Bowls. But what made him a legend is what he did in the playoffs.
Yeah.
What made him a legend is just, I think of that Seahawks game where just the Legion of Boom couldn't touch him.
Yep.
Like, they literally could not stop him. Like, maybe one of the best secondaries I've ever seen in my life. Could not touch him.
And then what he did, he was so valuable because you didn't take him off the field for any reason. For goal line, he was in on it because he's a fantastic blocker. And then he was just bigger than everybody else. He was bigger. He was kind of like the Shaq effect in football where he's just bigger and stronger than everybody.
Here's the problem with that. He played 22 playoff games in his career. Travis Kelce's at 21. He's about to play his 22nd.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much even here. Kelce has more receptions. It's not close. He has about 50 more receptions.
Sheesh.
He has 4 more touchdowns. He's averaging more yards per catch. He's averaging 20% higher in catch rate. He's catching more balls that are coming to him.
Yeah.
He just broke a Jerry Rice record at tight end.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce is the best tight end of all time, whether he wins this game or not. That's the only thing. The rings, which is not, we don't really ever measure tight ends by rings. But if he gets another ring now, ends up at 3, and although Gronk's at 4, it's Travis Kelce.
He also has more All-Pros than Gronk. He has 7 to Gronk's 4.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a conversation that people do kind of love Gronk. He's so lovable. He's so funny.
Right.
But Travis Kelce is the best tight end that I've ever seen because he's doing it for so long. He kind of has that Brady thing where Brady just did it for so long. Kelce has, I don't think he's dropped the ball in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, he's been amazing. And it's his career stats. He has already, 2,000 more yards than Gronk. He's caught 20 less touchdowns in his career than Gronk, which is very impressive for Gronk.
Yeah.
But it's Travis Kelce for me.
Yeah.
For me, I'll always think of this Patriots offense and just think, this Chiefs offense and think of how elite Travis Kelce was.
Yeah.
How he was a wide receiver 1.
And then Sunday in the Super Bowl, if you don't think he's going to be option 1, 2, and 3 for the Chiefs, then he's going to be targeted so much, like in every other Super Bowl. He's just so used to having the spotlight and having the defense key in on him that it doesn't even matter. He's used to it, and he just excels.
We'll get into matchups later in the week, but Travis Kelce versus those linebackers, and they're not as strong as safety anymore.
Yeah,
with like Deshaun Gibson and those guys, but as far as Greenlaw, who was like a top-rated coverage linebacker in the playoffs so far, and then Fred Warner, obviously. That's such a great matchup. Yeah.
So as we go into the Super Bowl, we have to take a look at these players. From
history.
Let's take a step back. Like we might see a change of the best ever at positions, head coaches. Yeah.
When you're watching that game, look down on that sideline and see Andy Reid, and look over at the Chiefs offense and see Travis Kelce, and realize I might be watching two of the best to ever do it.
To ever do it.
And
you don't even realize it until after it's done. And once it's done, you're like, man, I wish I paid more attention to Travis Kelce. Okay. Which is crazy because he gets all the spotlight.
You want to talk about Chiefs, Patriots first or Brady Mahomes? I feel like we should save Brady Mahomes for last. Right?
Okay. Well, Chiefs, Patriots, wreck. Okay.
Because for me, this is a simple one. You want me to take it?
Yeah, take it.
For me, I just feel like, yes, if you compare the first 6 years of each of their runs, it's almost identical. In 96 and 99 games, so just 3-game difference, the Patriots actually have about 13 less wins, and the Chiefs have about 33, so what is that? 9 less losses. So better record all the way around for the Chiefs, like better record. Championships, the Patriots won 3 out of 4, and the Chiefs are going for 3 out of 6. So the Chiefs have slightly better numbers, but just marginally. I think the most impressive one is they've gotten to 6. Is that right? No, that's playoff appearance. Sorry, they got into 3 Super Bowls and might come away with.
There you go.
Yeah, so I'm saying that wrong. So they might come away with 3 out of 4 going to the Super Bowl, which is insane and better than what the Patriots.
That's why they call it a dynasty. When you do that at that consistent level, it's nice to compare these two teams and the success that they had and the dominance that they've had. And what really strikes me for these two teams is the common denominator is they've done it with different types of teams, where it's lean on defense, lean on the offense, lean on the running game. The Patriots were ground and pound, play action at first. Yeah. Then they got into Tom Brady's high and fly Randy Moss. Then back to West Coast offense with Wes Welker. Yeah. The Chiefs were high and fly Tyreek Hill.
Was Aaron Hernandez and
Gronk?
that was before that was before Moss or after? That was after?
After Moss, yeah.
Okay, so you had the Teddy Bruschi Patriots.
Yep.
Right? And then you had the Randy Moss Patriots?
Yeah, Randy Moss, yeah.
And then you had
the Gronk, Hernandez,
and then Wes Welker.
Yeah, Wes Welker.
And then you had the
Julian
Edelman guys.
Yep.
I mean, God.
Just all these different types of offenses. And then that's just
James White. You had that 19 touchdown performance by LeGarrette Blount that 1 year.
That's why we talked about the Chiefs doing the same thing. Earlier with their offense was not the same. Right. These are just the marks of good teams. And being well coached, whatever we have, as long as we have our main guy Brady and Mahomes, we're gonna be just fine. We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah. And
that's what winning teams do. They just figure shit out.
So here's where I landed. The first 6 years, I'll take the Chiefs for 6 years. They were better.
Yeah.
They're just objectively, the numbers are better.
Yeah.
The problem is you got to go do it all over again.
Yeah.
To be in the conversation with you have to take what you just did the last, from 2018.
Yeah.
And do it all over again for the next 7 years.
Which is not easy.
That's not easy. Can the Chiefs, are they going to be able to keep reinventing themselves? They were in some really, at points in this season, they were really, really bad.
Yeah,
they were losing to really bad teams.
Oh yeah.
So are they going to continue to reinvent themselves? Are they going to be able to do that? And then, is Andy Reid going to stick around 10 more years?
Yeah, and Travis Kelce's 34.
Travis Kelce's going to be gone in the next 2-3 years.
That's why it's hard
no doubt.
That's why it's hard to even imagine someone doing this. That's why it's such a good conversation because the Patriots did this for a long time.
Yeah.
Brady played till he was 45, not all with the Patriots, but still he played a long time.
Yeah.
The longevity is what sets them apart. I mean, I'll take the Patriots just because.
Oh yeah.
I know they had less championships, but that beginning run of the Patriots was just legendary.
Yeah, for me, it's the Patriots too. It's a wait, and honestly, let's have a conversation again in 5 years.
Yeah.
Not even next year. You need to do this for a couple more years, even to really have this conversation. I honestly thought this was going to be maybe a more competitive thing to talk about, and it's just not. It's just not.
It's not. It's not.
Let's move along over here to the big conversation. Honestly, I'm surprised we haven't seen more of this one.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see more as the week goes on.
But Mahomes being in another Super Bowl is...
Mahomes Brady is a real thing.
Yeah, it's the only thing. It's the only thing that who could compare Tom Brady to now.
Let's look at numbers for the first 6 years, okay? And it's a nice comparison because they both played 96 games. Patrick Mahomes leads just about every statistical category, for a quarterback in those first 6 years.
And by a wide margin.
But yeah, it's not close.
Not close.
I'm looking at the comparison here, and one side's all green.
Mm.
It's Mahomes. And that just reminds you, Brady did not start as, where he finished, as just this prolific passer. when Brady got in, Belichick, I don't know whether O'Brien and Belichick are pulling the reins back or just he wasn't ready yet. That's not who they were.
Cornell and those OCs, yeah.
He didn't throw the ball very very much,
No.
and so the first 6 seasons, sure, give me Mahomes. Like they've started, he started hotter. He started doing more.
This is also Brady's played for so long that he's part of 2 different eras where the football wasn't quite the same as it is now.
Right.
They didn't have the concussion stuff. It was more physical, and that's not me making a cop out for Tom Brady. It's just saying the game was different.
Yeah.
So it's hard to compare, apples to apples. Brady early years 2000s when Ray Lewis was knocking people's heads off.
Right.
And so now where you can't push a quarterback down. Different kind of league, but still the fact that it's so lopsided.
Right.
It's so hilariously lopsided that it's like, okay, Mahomes had the better start.
Yeah. So what I did is look at Tom Brady, like you said, about season 7 started to get into that prolific passer. Tom Brady.
Yep.
And then if you look at that second 6 years of Tom Brady's career, that looks a lot like what Patrick Mahomes has done.
Yeah.
Which leads me to my point. It's almost the same as a dynasty. Patrick Mahomes, you've had a fantastic start.
Yep.
Tom Brady won a Super Bowl 2 years ago, and we're talking about his start in the year 2000.
Now, Patrick, do it again.
Do it 2 more times.
2 more times because Brady played till he was 45 and won when he was 44.
That's my question with Mahomes is, can he stay healthy? Because that's part of the Brady magic.
He had one lost ACL season, but besides that, he played through a lot of injuries.
But he's what, with 30? He's 28 now, I think.
Mahomes, yeah, 28.
Yeah, so he's 28. So he has to play. I mean, not that he has to play to 45 to be considered with him.
No,
he's probably going to have to play to at least 38.
Yeah,
to kind of get to some of these numbers
and have a very successful next decade.
That's another decade.
Yeah,
I mean that's a lot. That's a lot to add.
It just shows you how Tom Brady's just the GOAT right now, as of right now.
Yeah.
But this kid Patrick, he's the only one close enough. I know every year there's we thought Burrow would be the next guy. We thought a couple guys like that, but.
Well, I wrote down those names because that's part of the Brady greatness too, is that he kept a lot of all-time great quarterbacks from having the careers that they could have.
Namely, one.
The biggest one is Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
This could have been all a Peyton Manning conversation.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But were it not for Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Is Patrick Mahomes going to continue? Because he's done that to Josh Allen now. Josh Allen hasn't had the career that he probably would have had without Patrick Mahomes in the league.
And then Joe Burrow's just been hurt.
Joe Burrow.
Too much.
You look at C.J. Stroud coming on now.
And then, let's take a step back. Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees.
Lamar. Well, I'm talking about AFC specifically. Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Herbert now with Harbaugh there in L.A. Like, is he going to continually be able to fend off all these great quarterbacks in the AFC?
Yeah.
I don't think Brady had it like this. The AFC is so stacked with quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Like, a new one just comes every year.
And one's better than the last one.
It's just...
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if he could do this. I don't know if he could play long enough. I don't know if he'll be able to catch Brady. But the first 6 years, no one has been able to match Brady like this. We've had the Rodgers conversation. We've had I can't even think of anyone else who's been sustainably that good, and you can actually have this conversation without being totally just
it would be
dishonest.
Right now where I'm at is Mahomes win this one. All right, I'll put him over Peyton Manning. I'll put him over Drew Brees. I'll put him over Joe Montana. Those types of quarterbacks where they're at one point the greatest. Yeah. But then now Mahomes is just he might be number 2. I mean, Joe Montana, fantastic career, obviously led off this whole West Coast offense. That fantastic. Peyton Manning is Peyton Manning. He was one of the best of all time. But Mahomes is just doing something in his first 6-7 years that has never been done in the history of the NFL.
So if he wins one Super Bowl, you have him at number 2 overall.
Yeah.
And he's past Peyton Manning.
Past Peyton Manning, who's my number 2. Past Joe Montana.
Drew Brees.
Yeah. He's number 2.
I don't know if I disagree with you. And I know he doesn't have and longevity is going to be. It's not really fair. He can only play what he could play.
Yeah.
He's only 7 years.
He's only been in the league and done what. Yeah, exactly.
But as far as the best quarterbacks ever seen play, I think if you grade on that scale, oh man, I don't have him past Brady. Peyton's tough, but just what he's able to do in the playoffs.
Yeah,
it's just geez,
Peyton,
better.
Yeah. We forget Peyton had a very Lamar Jackson-esque start to his playoff run. He was not good in the playoffs. Mahomes has been good since day one.
Drew Brees just didn't get there enough.
Rodgers only has one.
Yeah, I think I might agree with you. I think Patrick Mahomes already might be the second best quarterback in the NFL. He's already a Hall of Famer, first ballot.
So Sunday we could literally be watching the Best head coach, the best tight end, and a top two quarterback all time.
Fun fact: me and Angel were in the crowd when the Chiefs traded up for Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, we were at the draft in Chi-Town, Chicago.
These conversations are. I love when we start to see some of these players like reach these milestones where we're gonna remember them in our lifetime as being some of the greats. Because I never saw Jordan play.
Yeah,
I never saw Montana play.
Yeah.
Those names are great, but they mean not as much to me as I saw Rodgers play. I saw Brady play.
Manning
I saw
play.
Ray Lewis play.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So to see all this greatness on one team is just amazing. Let's not completely ignore the 49ers.
Yep, nope.
Because although they're maybe starting a dynasty, this game means something very different for them. Specifically, two people. Which one do you want?
I'll do Purdy. I guess
Okay,
Purdy. Yeah.
So what does this mean to Purdy if he would win?
Okay, well, let's take a step back and let's not. I know. Okay, this year Purdy has been in the MVP talks. Let's take a step back and remember where we were week 10. Purdy's the best in the NFL. He's one of the best in the NFL. That's what everyone's saying. Like he's MVP candidacy. He's the best team player. Whatever.
Yeah.
Now we're at this point where in the season where we've seen him not play very well, and now at the point where he doesn't even have to play elite to win.
Yeah.
That's where even if he wins, I still wouldn't consider him an elite quarterback.
One of the best.
Because he could still go one touchdown, one pick, and still win the game.
Yeah.
We saw last week. He didn't play very well. He threw a couple, he had great moments, obviously, but he had a couple picks that were just dropped on the face mask of people, a couple easy drops for DBs. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Brock, he's obviously a good quarterback, but he wins this one. Obviously, he won a championship. I still don't consider him an elite quarterback.
I think I agree with you if he does have that kind of game manager game. And listen, he's a game manager. That's fine. He's very, very good at it.
Yeah.
And he can make some plays.
Yeah.
And he can win some games. Like we saw that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, the dirty work's done for him. Like the Shanahan with married to those weapons is just more than he needs. It's fine sometimes.
Yeah, this is not a knock at Purdy. This is just where he's at in his career. He's not ready to just be the alpha on a team with a bunch of alphas already.
Here's the thing. I can't remember the last game manager to win a Super Bowl because every quarterback who's even gotten to the Super Bowl, it's elevated to that status. You think of Joe Burrow, like immediately. That took him to that status. Yeah. Jalen Hurts last year played really well in the Super Bowl. This year he comes in, and it's like everyone's talking about Jalen Hurts as the top, whatever quarterback in the league. So why wouldn't that happen to Brock Purdy? Obviously, if he has that kind of game, what if he goes off? What if he throws for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns? I think you're going to start to...
Well, then he'll be comparable for me to like a Joe Flacco in his prime.
Wow. That's so disrespectful.
Flacco had a great career and won championships being that kind of quarterback. Being exactly... You put prime Flacco on this Niners team, they're the exact same team.
Really? I don't think Flacco's a game manager.
I think right now they're in the same realm. No. When Flacco got his first championship, he got hot in those 6 games to end the season. That's where I compare him to now. Where Flacco was just reaching that elite level. That's kind of what Purdy will be if he balls out Sunday. That's my comp to him right now is Joe Flacco.
What about let's I guess that's hard because it's a different quarterback and a different time. If he has a 350-yard 4 touchdown performance, where do you put him right now in the league? Or going into next year, as far as like what quarterbacks would you say are better than him? Still,
he's a top 10. He's not top 5. No.
Okay.
I wouldn't take him over Mahomes, Allen, Burrow.
It's such a hard conversation, especially like to have an argument about, because if you look at the numbers and you only look at numbers, then yeah. But if you watch the game,
if you watch football, and you know football,
yeah,
and you watch a lot of football,
and you see what's happening, you see how Kittle's taking an out 80 yards.
Yeah.
And you see how Purdy's bouncing interceptions off face masks and hands.
Also, we've seen the history of this quarterback room in San Fran. Jimmy G had fantastic numbers. Yeah, very comparable.
That definitely plays into it.
So it's like, is this the talent, or is this just the system that Kyle Shanahan has created that's so quarterback friendly and so not easy to manage, but easier to hide someone's faults as a quarterback because you have so much weapons around you.
Yeah, and it's not like easy to the point that anyone can do it because we saw a couple quarterbacks not be able to do it.
Trey Lance didn't do it. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So like all the flowers to Purdy for being elite here because not anyone can do it. But yeah, I agree. Shanahan is a huge boost.
Yeah.
The weapons being healthy this year.
Yeah.
Huge boost.
But would you agree with my comp though for Joe Flacco?
No, I don't like that comp. I think he's. I don't know. But I'm trying to think of a better one. I can't at the top of my head right now, but
Flacco's the best guy who I know who went from game manager to elite back to game manager, and you didn't really see the transition. He just was there.
See, that's the thing, though. Purdy's not just getting hot in the playoffs. He's played like this all year.
Flacco's had a couple seasons of being hot, too. I'm saying, like, that's who I kind of compare him to. He reminds me of Flacco so much. Just not great, but good. Like, kind of good at all trades, master of none kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I have Purdy.
Yeah, he's interesting, man, because
Mr. Irrelevant out here in the Super Bowl against Patriots, first round pick. I mean, it's just fun.
Yeah, he's hard to categorize. He's just hard to categorize.
Because you don't really know if he's it's hard because
it's hard to trust it.
Yeah, you ask a Niner fan, he's the best quarterback in the league. Because everyone else, like, well, we've played him and he's been the weakest point of this juggernaut on this team.
Like, I specifically remember last year going into the Eagles-Niners game and thinking, we got a shot because they got Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Like, if we get Brock Purdy, then we're good.
And Purdy hasn't played well in the postseason.
Yeah, I'm not calling him lucky because just the way the ball rolls is sometimes just part of the playoffs.
Yeah.
But this year, he's had a interception late in the game, bounce off Darnell Savage's hands.
Yep.
And then we've mentioned several times the interception last week off the face mask. Like, he's avoided some disaster.
Yeah.
That I won't get my breakdown yet, but I don't know if he's going to be able to avoid that against the Chiefs because they don't make those mistakes.
Yep.
So yeah, I let's kind of wrap this up here though. If he does win, no, I don't think that vaults him into an elite category. We both agree on that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Kyle Shanahan.
This guy.
This is so important to him because he's lost one. I think there's been a lot of offensive guru, quarterback guru, young boy genius guys come to the NFL.
Yeah.
The only one we really respect is Sean McVay. Why?
Because he's won one.
Because he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And so if Shanahan wants to leave the category of Cliff Kingsbury, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the young offensive minds.
LaFleur, you have.
LaFleur, yeah.
Yeah, those kind of quarterback.
LaFleur's a great comp in Green Bay.
Yeah. Like a good guy's never won anything.
Right.
A good coach, I should say, yeah.
He has to win this. He has to button this up, beat the Chiefs, and have this system win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because this system can make as many quarterbacks as you want, as many running backs as you want, fantastic. But if you keep losing the Super Bowl, and every year you have a great defense, and your offense has great numbers but can't get it done in the Super Bowl, it's going to start to reflect on you.
Yeah. That's why his comp would be Andy Reid. Offensive genius in Philly. Yeah, back in Philly.
Yeah.
Never got over the hump because of the quarterback. McNabb never got him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Shanahan, same thing. He's never had a quarterback that's got him over that hump.
Yeah.
We'll see this Sunday, but big deal for Shanahan in this game.
Yep. I mean, that's so we're going to get into a little more as far as like positional breakdown, that kind of stuff as we go on, but we wanted to take a kind of a broader look at this game because there's a lot of historical significance to Super Bowl number 58. It's going to be fantastic. Hey, that's our show for today. Thanks so much for joining us. Monday, man. Listen, go to work this week just knowing if I get through this week,
Super Bowl.
I get to watch the Super Bowl.
Commercials. Everything that goes to Super Bowl. Food. Everything. I blanked out.
Usher at halftime. We'll talk about that next time.
Yep.
See you.